Welcome back to the Base Business Podcast. I'm your host, Parker McCumber, and I've got in this exceptional, what is that, Tiffany blue sports coat type thing going on, Ryan Howard. Now, fans of the show, you might recognize Ryan. He's been on 2 episodes previously. One where we just did an episode together. We talked about AI marketing, and then also on the marketing panel that we did together. And that was all Ryan's idea. Dude's a low-key genius. He doesn't give himself enough credit. But today, I want to talk about the Mission Ready Mastermind.
Let's do it.
It's coming up. You were at my first event, the very first one that I did live, October 2025.
That was great.
Dude, tell me a little bit about the experience.
So it's always helpful to be in a room with a lot of other business owners that kind of have similar goals, ambitions, are kind of at a similar point in their business, more or less, and have a lot of the same problems that you have, right? Like most businesses really go through the same set of problems at maybe different points.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to brainstorm and mastermind through a lot of those problems and find solutions can really speed things up. That was a turning point for me with getting into podcasting a lot more aggressively, and that's yielded quite a few more clients. I get texts a couple times a week at least. Hey, I saw your podcast. I'm interested in this, or I saw your podcast. Great content. Whatever it is. So it's gotten out there a lot.
Man, I love that you brought up the problems aspect of that. So the whole reason I started the mastermind in general was the same reason I started this podcast. I struggled early in entrepreneurship. Told the story before. I worked for free for 2 years, reinvested everything back into the company, moved into my grandmother's basement so I didn't have any bills to pay. My wife was my fiance at the time. She was paying all our bills with the $30,000 she made as a teacher. So we were like dirt poor. We weren't living well by any means. And I was just grinding, trying to grow the business.
It's rough out there, man.
It took me 2 full years before I realized there was a better way. I could learn from other people. I could actually take advice from others because I was a little bit jaded going to business school. And really what business school does is it teaches you how to be an employee in a Fortune 500 company and not an entrepreneur.
Yep.
And so I'm doing all the things they're telling me to do, like write your posts with this kind of language and don't offend anybody and don't ruffle feathers and make sure you only use 5 hashtags and whatever. It was all horrible advice.
Probably outdated in a lot of ways.
Definitely. But when you're starting a business, you don't want to blend in with everybody else. You need to differentiate hard, fast, quick. So I started doing the opposite of what I was learning in school. I started learning more from people who were already doing the thing. And in hindsight now, the podcast, the mastermind, it's all about how do we help an entrepreneur who's starting, somebody who's trying to grow their business, how do we help them shortcut the process to success, learn from the mistakes that I made or the obstacles that I've already overcome. Same with the other people in the room, right? Everybody has a different knowledge, a perspective, a background. You can bring them in and leverage each other's expertise so that you can win faster. Totally worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, how business tends to work as an entrepreneur is it's exponential, but you can spend a lot of time in this valley down here.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're not making anything, or maybe you're losing a bit for a while, trying to get some kind of profit. And then you're like, oh, I made $2,000 a month. Great. Next month, you make $3,000. Great. 3,500, then $2,000 again. And it's this like slow climb.
Yeah.
But as you start getting your systems and processes in place and you figure a lot of these things out with getting more clients, being more efficient, then you make 10, 15, 30 grand a month and it just, ramps up.
Mm-hmm.
Getting out of that first part is very difficult. So talking to a handful of people that have done it helps you speed that up immensely.
Oh, yeah.
Helps you make 10 grand a month in 2 months instead of a year and a half.
Oh, exactly. And now, I mean, we've got clients and you've maybe met some of them at the previous mastermind. Like Alex, for example, she comes into this world totally new. How do we go from 0 to a 10-figure business?
Yep.
Or a 10-figure month. Sorry, 10-figure month. $10,000 month.
Yeah. I mean,
Bart, clean that up for me.
That'd be a launch, man.
So, but what I'm saying, it was a really good launch. She launches from 0 to $10,000 a month in like 6 weeks.
Oh,
8
awesome.
weeks. I'm like, we can shortcut. We can shortcut.
Yeah.
So much pain and struggle for an entrepreneur now just by getting in the room with people who've already done it. or from people who are in the zone with you right now, but they have something different that's working. And maybe you don't have the same problems, right? But you can help each other solve theirs. For example, a lot of people come into the room and they talk about lead generation issues.
Yep.
But some people look at that from a different perspective and they say, well, actually, it's a revenue leak problem.
I have a ton of leads. I'm making $30 a piece.
Yeah.
It's not enough. It's not worth my time.
Correct.
I'm capped on time. How do I get higher quality leads? There's a lot of variance.
How do you raise the lifetime value of the customer?
Yeah.
How do you add more value to keep them on board longer? How do you what's your ascension model look like? I mean, but you can get ideas and advice and take it back, implement it immediately, and have something that's better.
Yep.
You also brought up the turning point for you and the podcast. Were you podcasting before you went to that mastermind?
Not even a little bit. No.
The year prior, had started doing the podcast more before the mastermind, the year prior to that mastermind. And I didn't know it at the time. I think I shared the story there. I started getting clients from the podcast without knowing that's where they were coming from originally. And when we reverse engineered it, it was the combination of the podcast, clipping it into the short form, posting it everywhere, and doing it on a consistent basis that caused that engine to work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now I'll just get on. If I can go help people, I'm going to get on the podcast, or I'm going to get on the mastermind stage, and I'm going to teach that. And if I teach that, then people get a win. I'm like, dude, if you, let me ask, I guess, maybe put you on the spot a little bit. What's an average client worth to you?
That's a big variance. I'm going to say average is probably $2,000.
Upfront or lifetime?
Upfront.
Okay.
And then there's a small residual component with most of those.
Okay, sweet. So $2,000 lifetime, infinite, essentially, if they stay on and they have a good experience and all that stuff.
You really have to categorize them. So you have, web clients that are $2,000 in and out done. And then you have a little bit of hosting residual. You have marketing clients that can be $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month, every month. And that scales over time. Mm-hmm. That's a much higher lifetime value. So it depends on what bucket they fit into a little bit as well.
Okay. The follow-up then is if you come to a mastermind, say you buy a VIP ticket, $1,500, and you get 2 clients from something that you learned at that mastermind, was that return on investment worth it to you?
Yeah, 100%. You're more than doubling your money.
Yeah.
And that skill set that you've acquired to get those clients isn't just going to get you 2.
Correct. It doesn't go away.
Maybe 2 a year, maybe 20 a year, whatever.
Yeah, right? Maybe 2 a month.
But 2 a year over 10 years, now it's a much bigger return. The skills you learn pay you dividends over the lifetime of your company.
Well, and I like that you share that thought process because they compound.
Yeah.
So yeah, you learn that skill at that mastermind, but you're going to go to another mastermind later. You're going to learn another skill. You're going to stack those skills together.
You get the building blocks, right? You start putting them together. The light bulb goes off. You're like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I'm trying to do 4 events a year now is you can stack easier. So the way I see this moving forward, just to share my roadmap, is I'll do 3 events per year that are exclusive to clients. And then I'll do 1 event per year where we open it up, we sell tickets. It's a bigger event, more people in the room, right? Bigger perspective, build the community, that kind of thing. But I think getting the multiple events, those 4 events, you get people in the room, you get them to working together, they build the community with each other, they help each other, they network, they learn from each other. That's the connection people want now. I mean, you probably see it a lot with AI stuff. People will use AI to do the thing and build the product, but the AI isn't replacing the social aspect.
No. And it shouldn't.
Well, okay, so this is a fun question I just am curious about. You live in two very different worlds, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You're in the AI world. You're also in this community building world used with supercars as a vehicle, right? So like you're running drives and events and things like that. I actually would hypothesize that the latter is extra exciting for you or allures you because you work in the AI space
100%.
on a more consistent basis.
Yeah. Yeah. So the reason I'm in that space with the supercars and the rallies is because I like it. I enjoy it. I'm a huge enthusiast, always have been. So finding like-minded people there is great. Also, they tend to be business owners, which happens to be my clientele 9 out of 10 times.
Oh, yeah.
So there's some good symbiosis there. Vice versa, I find clients on the marketing side, maybe they're looking at getting into cars, they're buying their first supercar, getting into stuff like that. I can help them segue and get into those events. And
Also
that's a great experience.
Yeah.
Also, like they love that. They've been hyped about it their entire life. You know, they're 40.
Finally getting the dream.
They can afford a Lamborghini now. They're super excited. Like I love seeing that segue there.
Dude, I love the way you put those things together. Because in my mind, it's really all about how do you take what you're passionate about and build your life around it, right? I don't believe in the concept of work-life balance. Talked about that before.
Neither of us do.
I believe in work-life integration.
Yeah. Well phrased.
Because the work that you do should integrate into the life that you want to have.
Then it doesn't feel like you're working as much as you are.
Correct.
You're pulling 100 hours a week, but you're having fun for 50 of it. So
that's the best part about the podcast studio for me, and the podcasting aspect is that I get to, maybe I film 3 long form things a week, right? I bring in people that I want to talk to, that I enjoy their company. I get to have great conversation with them.
Yep.
I get to help a lot of people in the process. That feels good. It fuels the rest of the machine for me as far as like, I get a ton of leads through organic social media now. I used to be all paid ads. Now I get probably 50-50 on the organic side just because the studio has enabled me to make more content, share more content, and then that in and of itself becomes a system that attracts people, builds trust, all that stuff. But it goes hand in hand with everything else in my life. I get to do the fun thing, which monetizes the work thing, which lets me have the relationships that I want to have, drive the cars I want to drive, hang out with the people I want to hang out with. It was all an integration. I need the API. Hook me up. It's my API integration.
That's the way to do it, man. If you can integrate the things you like doing with the things that are also profitable, and you can do both, then they can coexist and build off of each other. You get to go to cooler stuff, cooler events, and make more money while you're doing it, and meet people further up the totem pole that you can pull advice from as well.
Yeah.
I always try to be the youngest person in whatever room I'm in. That's always kind of my goal. As much as I can, because then I'm learning from so many other people.
It gets harder.
It does. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah,
it gets harder.
For sure.
Oh, man. Because it's actually interesting. How old are you, Ryan?
29.
Yeah.
I get real close to 30, though. A couple of weeks.
It's, I'm thinking back on my life a little bit here. And I think I made, by 28, I made my first $1 million. And at that point, I was getting into rooms, and I was the youngest person in those rooms. Before that, while I was growing, even like 26, 27, I was trying to start maybe getting into some networking and some masterminds a little bit, but I wasn't really qualified to be in big ones, or they had big price tags associated with them. And that's a barrier to entry for people who are unqualified type thing.
Yeah. A lot of them are 10, 20 grand.
A lot of them are a lot more. Yeah.
I'm sure.
50, 100,000, 150,000, 250,000. I've seen all those.
It's eye-watering to me.
Levels to the game.
Yeah. There's always another level.
Always another level. But man, I kind of, a couple ways to that I'm thinking about this. I was the youngest person at that point. It's been, 6 years now, 7 years now from the start of that journey there, or the mastermind inception, kind of looking into all that world. And now there's always, I feel like, somebody who is smarter, faster, younger, more on the cutting edge, if that's. So I actually, Ryan, shucks, I admire you so much, man. Because I look at you and I'm like, well, he's got a great handle on the AI side, the tech side, things that I am absolutely illiterate with, that I suck with. And so I'm like, man, and he mastered it so young too. And he's building this business. So getting into those rooms, awesome. You should get into as many of them as you can because you keep learning. At the same time, not to burst the bubble, next year, it's a little bit harder. The next year, it gets a little bit harder. By the time you're in your mid 30s, it'll never happen again. I don't feel like.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Unless you intentionally hang out with old people.
So there's a trade-off in there somewhere. So when you cross that threshold and you're not the youngest person in the room, you notice that there are younger people that are super technically adept. But most of us have no idea where the hell we're steering the ship on the business side, right? We're learning that. We may know all the software and technology and all the things that are happening on that side, but we're still learning management skills and organization and how to run a business. So there's a symbiosis that happens there where you can help each other. That's the trade-off.
I'm so glad that you're in here sharing this right now, because I would have totally glazed right over that. But that's the beauty of the mastermind to me, right? Because I get to, for example, dude, thank you so much for speaking at the mastermind. Totally. It's going to be awesome.
It's an honor.
I get to learn from you, right? And I get to learn something that's totally new to me, that you're my real, soul exposure to behind what, Claude or Manus tells me.
Yep.
Because I'll ask AI what I need to know about AI. So I get to learn from you in that regard, but then I get to teach, things that I am good at as well. And so a real give and take. I love that you can come, you can share what's working, what the best practices are for you. You can give to the community, and then you can also ask for help, and the community will help.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different problem, but that symbiosis, that's the invaluable aspect to me of the mastermind. And I will say this, and I don't want to answer before I ask, but I'm going to answer from my perspective. Every time I go to a mastermind, because I'm in all of them now. I'm in Dan Martell's mastermind, Russell Brunson's masterminds. Just did Bart and Sonny Miller's masterminds. I've been in Akbar Sheik's mastermind, Tanner Chidster's mastermind. Like, I've never been in one where I didn't walk away with something that made a return on the investment.
Ever.
Every time I go to a mastermind, and keep in mind, I think mindset probably plays a role in that. You have to go with the willingness to learn. You have to, I always think, before I start my mastermind or before I go into one, what is my biggest problem and what do I need to find a solution to? And then I really believe in the concept that you find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So if you go in with that mindset, you will find something. You'll talk to someone. You will get an answer. I often share the first time I went into Russell Brunson's Inner Circle. And that one is a $50,000 a year mastermind. I learned a framework for paid ads from the only other guy in that room that did e-com. So we were the unicorns. And he shares his framework. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it. He's a really successful dude. Let me go. I mean, he's probably had a lot of success with this. So I copied it as accurately as I could. I took, the best notes I could take. I went back to my room that night. I took my worst performing ad set on Facebook or Meta, and I rewrote all of my ads following his framework. And then I relaunched it. And in less than 7 days, it was tying my top performing ad set. It took probably 2-3 weeks for that thing to have completely paid for the investment to be in that mastermind for the year. The beauty of it, like you said, is that it compounds. It doesn't go away after you use it once. So I keep using it. It's paid for me to be in that mastermind every single year I've been in it now. The return on the investment is there if you look for a solution.
Yeah, if you're going in with the right intention. If you go in with an ego trying to prove that you know what you're doing, you're missing the point entirely.
Correct.
The idea is that you don't really know anything. You can share advice on the things you are knowledgeable on, but you should really be a sponge.
Absolutely.
It's the best opportunity you're going to have.
You just got to learn. Well, and that resonates so much with my self-proclaimed identity as a learner.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I talked about this actually in the October mastermind, but that I might lose an argument, but that just means I'm still learning the argument. I might fail in a business, but that just means I'm still learning how to improve that business. In the identity of being a learner, I am never defeated. I am only learning. So I take that, I apply it to mastermind participation, group things, and I feel like I genuinely get just more done, more accomplished, because I don't have to worry about failure anymore. I just have to worry about continuing to get better, continuing to improve, to learn how to do it better, more efficiently, more effectively. And if I can do that, I can serve people at a higher level. And the mastermind's the fastest way for me to learn because I get the best experience from the best people sharing what they know, experts in their field, and I can just draw on that, plug it in.
Yeah, a lot of it is, incremental 1% improvement, 2% improvement a day at this or that.
Yeah.
Masterminds are a great opportunity to have an exponential return very quickly and really pour some gasoline on the fire.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the big thing that stands out. I got some good advice a long time ago that was everybody on this planet knows more about something than you do. So if you ask the right questions and you listen, you'll learn something from everybody you talk to.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. So Ryan, you're speaking at the event.
Yep.
Dude, thank you again for agreeing to speak at the event.
For the opportunity.
I am pumped, man. Because again, I get to learn from people in areas that I'm not the strongest in. AI, digital marketing, AI and digital marketing together.
Yeah.
What do people need to know about that? What should we be preparing for?
Yeah, there's a lot there actually. So I've been trying to figure out how to condense, 15 years of experience into an hour. That's a little hard.
Yeah.
The good news is technology's gotten so good that a lot of things that used to take so long are pretty quick now.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned building an ad framework, and you took these notes, went home, and you had to do everything by hand, create your audiences, your targeting, your ad creatives, everything for all these dynamic campaigns. Now with AI, and you mentioned Manus, that plugs right into Meta.
Yeah.
So you can plug that in, run a campaign in an hour, and it will generate 20, 30 campaigns and then optimize them for you. You can set up a conversion API in a pixel within that hour, and your ads are going to perform better than they ever have because they have more data.
Yeah.
I was bashing my face into a wall for like 2 years before I got a conversions API installed successfully for the first time from Meta. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It was so difficult.
Well, if you weren't using something that they already had a pre-built integration for, like Shopify, good luck, man.
Yeah,
good
nightmare.
luck.
And now you can throw it on anything you have access to in an hour, and it works a lot better. I just took a client that was running at like 89 cents was their like highest, their most expensive ad per click. And in a week, we're running at about 34 cents. Same spend, better conversion on the site. Just off, 2 hours of work. And now we're running 24 differently targeted dynamic campaigns instead of 6.
I'm going to go home right after this conversation. I'm going to go play with Manus.
It's gnarly.
I just got Manus Pro on Monday. I'm new to Manus.
It's a little brain melting on the ad side specifically. That's really what I use it for.
Mm-hmm.
But it's impressive.
So in your own opinion or words, you're going to teach this. Let me reframe. The theme of the mastermind is leverage. I teach leverage as a leadership tool, but it's also a wealth building tool. And you can use it in every aspect of your business if you just understand what you have and what you can leverage.
Yep.
With that being said, I would argue that the mastermind is ideal for anyone who is trying to grow a business. Maybe you're capped at the $250,000, $500,000 range. You're looking to figure out how you're going to scale beyond $1 million, 2x, 10x, irrelevant, but you're looking for growth. I'm looking for growth-minded people. What do you think the type of person is that would most benefit from coming and learning about how to leverage in their business?
The broad answer is anybody with a business that's stuck, under 5 million a year. I think they're going to get a lot of value out of that room. You really have a few things that you can leverage as a business owner. So you have time, you have money, resources, and you have your network. So you may or may not have a good network already.
Mm-hmm.
You're leveraging that if you have one. If you don't, it takes time to build. It is what it is. Money, same exact boat. You're either making money and you can play with it and pay people to do things for you, or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And time. Here's the hard thing when you're running, maybe under that $1 million a year. You probably have none of those, or maybe one of them,
mm-hmm.
if you're lucky. So using the resources that you have only gets you so far. Time is really what most people have. So making better use of your time is beneficial on a day-to-day, work-life integration or balance, whatever you want to call it. And also scaling your business faster. Maybe you can't afford to go pay a marketing company. We're not cheap, especially good ones.
Yeah.
But you could leverage your time with a lot of the tools out there and do a lot of it yourself and save 10, 15 grand a month.
Oh, even if you factor in the time it takes to learn how to do the tools that you're using. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the biggest thing that people in that room will get benefit of, is leveraging their time as efficiently as possible.
Right on. What, if you don't mind me asking, you kind of touched on the podcasting bit of it. From your perspective, what was the most maybe I'm redundant, the most valuable thing you learned at the October Mastermind?
So I think the biggest takeaway for me was really focusing on the networking, the organic side, getting content out there. So I hadn't done podcasting before that. I didn't do public speaking except in rooms of 20 people. So I wasn't really putting myself out there in that way. A lot of it was referrals. Yeah. People that have heard of me through a friend or another client. They're like, hey, I did a great job. Talk to this guy. That was 90% of my business.
That's a good sign. It's good proof of concept for sure.
Yeah, but it is limiting to a point. It's not the fastest way to grow. It's really high conversion. So what I got out of that is making more public appearances, public speaking more often, which was a hard thing for me because I have crippling anxiety most of the time. Getting over that has opened up a ton of doors.
Which is just heartbreaking because you got beautiful hair and you always dress so nice. And I'm like, man, Ryan just presents so well.
It's a little tricky when everything's going to go on the internet. So if you say something...
just say it was an AI deepfake if you don't like it.
That's a good idea. I'm going to start using that.
That's just an AI deepfake.
That wasn't me.
AI deepfake.
Let's pull the Shaggy. That wasn't me.
Love that song.
Yeah, ultimately just being more publicly accessible. That's been good. And, growing my Instagram a little bit. I've gotten clients that way. Just really putting myself out there in those networks. Huge return. Wasn't doing that at all.
Definitely. Masterminds actually helped me a lot with getting out and being in public and networking. I have always been really bad at it. And it's kind of weird. I'm more comfortable getting on stage, talking to 100 people than I am going and meeting someone for the first time. Like just shaking their hand. Hi, I'm Parker. Like it's more comfortable for me to be judged by the room of 100 than it is for me to meet someone new and just start talking to them. It's not that I'm bad at that or that I can't do it, because I can. And I do it well, I feel like. It's just a little bit uncomfortable. But when you're not on stage talking at the mastermind, you're still shaking hands. You're still talking to more people. You're learning about their businesses. They're learning about yours. You're helping each other grow. You're doing the walk and talks, all those kind of things. And then you start getting invites to do stuff, whether that's events or, you just make connections, and those connections open doors. For example, this past month, I had Manpreet come do a lift. Shout out to, all the lifts. Had him come do a lift in my garage. My old lift broke. Garbage lift. But the new lift is great. So Manpreet comes and does it. And I'm talking to him about business a little bit, him and Parker. And they're telling me, they want to scale the company. They don't know how to do it. They're, they have growth, but it's not enough. Okay, dude, well, let's talk about how you're getting leads. Let's talk about the strategy. Let's talk about what's working, what's not working. Immediately, I can identify stuff that they can't see just because they're tunnel visioned on the work, and I'm an outside, higher perspective observer. So I give him some advice. Next day, he comes back to just make sure the lift is good, all working the right way, tools are set up, whatever. And he's like, hey, I went home, I messaged a couple people that you told me to message. I got testimonial, I got reviews, and then that led to me getting 5 more immediately. Yeah. Like I posted those online, I got 5 more. He's like, okay, so in less than 24 hours, I essentially doubled whatever the volume of reviews that we have. We got video testimonials posted, and we already got leads from that. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's awesome. Okay, but because I helped him then, he says, dude, come on out to our car show Cars and Curry. He's like, you ever been? I'm like, of course I've been at Cars and Curry, But he says, bring a table, set up, sell your book there, do a book signing. Like, we'd love to have you. We'll give you prime space right next to the truck, whatever you want. I'm like, dude, thanks. I'd love to. I go, I sell 28 copies of the book, which was at the time, the most copies I had sold in a single day. It's kind of cool.
Great. Yeah.
But those 28 books, like any good marketer, I slip in a bookmark, and the bookmark is an advertisement for the Mission Ready Mastermind. And I got my contact card in there, and I get a couple people that reach out and say, hey, I'm really interested in your mastermind. Could you just answer XYZ for me? Sure thing, man. Here's the information and here's the link. And now I've got tickets sold. So it's like, okay, I bought a lift. I sold 28 books. It's great. 28 books comes out to, $400, give or take. Those $400 are nice. But what's really nice is I sell a mastermind ticket for $1,000.
Yep.
And that mastermind ticket gets somebody in the room. They're going to network. They're going to bring a friend. They're going to whatever. The opportunity for growth came just because I got out of the house. Because I shook a hand, I helped somebody, and then I went and did a thing. That's the power of making the connections when you go into a place like this.
Well, and what you're touching on is reaching people that aren't in your immediate network, that you're not going to get through referrals, that don't know who you are, that aren't going to find you. Right. You're branching out the network, and you still get referrals from them too. It's the spider web effect.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So you could go run ads and generate, however many ticket sales or book sales or whatever. But the long-term organic effect of the spider web is significantly more impactful, and you don't have to keep feeding it money.
Oh, absolutely. I love the thought about not feeding things money, because I throw a lot of money. Speaking of throwing money, man, I am all in. I'm all in on this event.
Yeah.
Like, I am Cortez invading the Americas. We are conquering the Aztecs, or we are going to die in the process. There is no turning back. We are burning the boats. It's a bigger event, which means more money and ad spend and getting butts in seats. And I'm running webinars to sell
You've
tickets.
Invested a lot into this.
We've, more tables, chairs, all those things, the food. But then I got an event manager. We got Sherry Sokolowski. If you're not familiar with her, she ran like the first 5 funnel hacking live events for Russell Brunson. Huge event planner. We've got the event sales agency. That's Brian Rand's company coming in, helping sell the tickets. We got Robbie Summers' team taking calls. We've got, big names coming. I got awesome lineup of speakers. We've got Bart and Sonny Miller coming down. I'm like, awesome stuff. But I am either going to find success in this event, or I am jeopardizing my children's future education. Like, this is the college fund, and we're throwing it all into this event.
Sometimes you got to make the investment.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't actually think that it will fail.
No,
I mean, I'm no loser, but it is a little bit makes me a little bit nervous, knowing that I'm pouring so much into this, and I just hope it resonates with the right people. Like, I want to get the message out. I want to help people grow. If I can do that, my secret evil why behind all this is that spiderweb effect. But it's on the good, right? And I'm thinking classical good, like Aristotle, Socrates, the pursuit of becoming a better you. Virtue. If I can bring 100 entrepreneurs into the room, and I can help them double their revenue, if I can teach them something that helps them earn more, grow their business, provide more jobs in the local economy, think about what earning more does for you and your life and your family. I think, if I didn't make the money that I make now, I wouldn't have ever started coaching football, right? Like, I get to give back to the community as a volunteer because I have a high paying career. I wouldn't be donating to charity like I donate to the charities, right? Every year we try to support the charities that have supported my family in the past, or my friends and my family. So we donate heavily to that.
You wouldn't be on the council, I assume.
I wouldn't have run for city council. That is a huge time commitment with very little pay and no thanks.
Yep.
But I'm like, in the first month of being on the city council, if I was charging my like hourly rate on the outside side, I would have made my annual salary in like a week.
Yeah.
Like it's just not. So all of those things are a ripple effect from me growing, earning, becoming more valuable. The lifestyle that I can provide my wife and my kids to be a stay-at-home mom and homeschooled and like take trips and all that stuff is the result of the growth. So if I can help other people grow, like my mission this year was, can I help 100 local entrepreneurs across the Wasatch Front double their revenue in 2026? And if I can, do they have a 10x ripple effect? I mean, like if each of those 100 people has a genuinely better life as a result of this because they earn more, they built a team, they had more freedom, more time, more ability to create opportunity, does that impact 10 other lives? Are you married? You have some kids? You got a couple employees? Those people all make more, have a higher quality of life. Maybe they interact with other people better. Maybe that impacts, 5 other people each. I'm like, okay, well, there's a snowball effect of good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that could be a catalyst for improvement in the community, in the world. Don't I then have an ethical and moral obligation to try? So I'm trying.
I mean, I think that's the end goal for a lot of us in life is leave the world a better place than you found it as much as you can.
Yeah.
And, finances are great. They afford you a level of comfort and security. They also give you the ability to do things like that you wouldn't otherwise be able to.
Correct.
I mean, if you're making 60, 70 grand a year, imagine putting together a mastermind that's costing you whatever it's costing you.
Yeah.
Good Lord. You wouldn't have
you're
that
taking out
resource.
another mortgage, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
we're the second mortgage on the house, honey. So as you grow, I think there is an obligation then to try and give back some. I mean, help people. That's all I'm trying to do is help people. And I'll be real, like the evil monetary gain isn't that I said evil monetary gain, but I mean like, I've said this before on the show, my whole scheme with that is if I can help an entrepreneur make so much money that it's just a no-brainer for them to stay on with me, or take a higher level coaching program or hire me as a consultant or put me on the retainer or whatever, why wouldn't I and why wouldn't they? Make it a win-win. You make way more money, so you work with me, so I make more money because we're working together. It's a good model in my opinion. Just help people.
That's always the best.
Just help people.
Business model is win-win, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of them that are win-lose. You make profit, the other person gets screwed over.
Yeah.
Lose-lose never stays in business ever by default. Win-win is really the goal with all of it.
That's how you build something to last.
The companies you're running do that across the board. You're making profit here by helping them make more money. Part of the reason I got into marketing. Mm-hmm. I only continue to get paid if I'm helping the client make more money. And then we both make more money. And then everyone's happy.
Correct.
Right?
Better model.
If they're not making more money, I'm definitely not.
Correct.
It goes both ways.
Absolutely. This is a great addition to the mastermind stuff because you find those areas for symbiosis. You can figure out a win-win deal with everybody.
Yep.
You grow. I also really like the concept. A lot of people get clients out of the masterminds.
Yeah.
Just because you're in there, you're networking, you're seeing people in their area of expertise, what they're good at. So the event in and of itself is a good area to connect with a potential prospect, especially if you're looking to connect with entrepreneurs, small business owners, things like that.
I mean, there are probably 5 to 10 people, regardless of your business vertical, that need what you're really good at in that room.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially as the room grows too.
Yeah.
So my goal for this upcoming event in July 23rd and 24th at Club Paddock in American Fork, Utah, tell your friends. Mission Ready Mastermind is back. parkermccumber.com/mission-ready-mastermind. My goal is 100 people. This is my first time doing the big event with the ticket sales and all that kind of stuff. In October, we did some ticket sales. It was a smaller event. We weren't trying to pack the room. But we're testing new systems. this event is maybe proof of concept for the October event. And then moving forward, the October event will be the big event every year.
Yeah.
So,
well, what'd you have last year? 40 people in the room?
Yeah, about 40.
Still a great turnout, especially for not putting as much behind it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that event was awesome. We had about 40 people come. I structured the event poorly. So in hindsight, I would have done things a little bit differently. We went long. I was at the end of the day, I went long. So by the time I was finished, there were maybe only like 25 people in the room. So we had lost a significant number of people because we went long and it was a long day. But I made a commitment essentially for that event. I decided 30 days out that I was going to do that event. So I didn't have a lot of time to plan it. I didn't have a lot of time to mastermind how I was going to grow it or how I was going to sell tickets. I didn't do anything fancy. I planned an event. I did outreach. I plugged myself where I could plug myself. I ran some paid ads. I posted in some groups, and we sold. Out of those 40, I had a couple existing clients. If you're an existing client of mine, I just give you the free general admission ticket. If you're at a higher level of coaching with me, I give them the VIP ticket. So we probably sold 30 tickets. And I'm like, dang, that was really good for not trying to sell. For only selling tickets for 3 weeks, essentially. So that was cool. Now I'm trying to do it bigger and better. But what's hard in Utah with events, and you probably see this even with the car stuff, even with the way fun events, people don't like to commit until it's day prior.
Yeah.
Like my January event, for example, it was a smaller room by design. I sold 8 tickets in the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks of advertising that. Then I had like a drought. I didn't sell any. And then like the day before the event, I sold another 8 or 9 tickets. I'm like, holy smokes, man. Like I'm sitting here thinking this event is going to be an absolute flop. Like I've invested too much in this. I needed 15 tickets to make the event like break even. And it was not until the day prior that I hit that target, and it was just a wave.
I think a lot of people procrastinate and they say, well, what if I have something else come up that I want to give priority to, and I don't know until 2 days before, and they wait till the last second.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they forget. They're like, oh, I missed out on that event. I forgot to RSVP. That's the trade-off for it. There's a lot of that too.
Man, in my opinion, those events are way too valuable to let that happen. Like you've got to just make the commitment to go to the event, buy the ticket, block off your calendar, know that that's where you're going to be those 2 days. But I'd guarantee this, you won't walk out of that event without getting your money's worth.
No.
I guarantee. Actually, this is the awesome thing. Ryan, what do you charge like for an hour of consulting? If somebody just says, hey, Ryan, I need an hour of consulting.
It's $300 an hour.
Okay. I charge $1,000 an hour. You charge $300 an hour. Congratulations. That's the cost of a VIP ticket.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with you and me for an hour on stage. But
plus the other 5 speakers.
Yeah.
And the networking.
Robbie charges like $500, $600 an hour. Mandy, I know her through, coaching, but it's $50,000 a year. I'm like, okay, those are big.
It's big money.
Sarah Allred, I just paid $2,500 to go build a webinar with her for 2 days. I'm trying to think of some of the cost structures that I know are associated with this, but I'm like, okay, think about it. You're learning from all of these people that if you were to go approach it on your own, you're probably paying $10,000+ just for the 1 hour with each of them. Instead, you come in, you get to learn from all of these people, the experts in their field, and it costs you a tenth of that, a fraction of what you would pay if you went out and you just started getting an hour of consulting here and there. It's so worth it, in my opinion. And not to mention the VIP experience. Like, you get to come in, you get to meet these people, network with them behind the scenes, you get the dinners, you're connecting with them, you build a relationship, a friendship. The referral system from that is awesome. I know everybody gets deals out of those. So it's just we want to support each other kind of community.
Well, I think part of it too is these events tend to attract the top performers in their respective field.
Mm.
So the next time you need a connection in a certain field and you want somebody who is the best of the best, the top, 0.1% in their field.
Yeah.
They're in rooms like that. That's where they're at. That's why they're good at what they do. It's because they go to all those things and they're constantly learning and getting better and more refined.
Absolutely.
That's why they're good.
Yeah.
You're getting to meet all of them at the same time. Huge.
That is huge, actually.
I feel like I know 10 people
Because you don't even have to.
everything.
Yeah.
But
yeah. You don't
there's
have
like
to.
one or two that's
Really good.
Really good.
And it's all in one place. All in one place, all at one time. You've just got to be there.
Yeah.
And if you're there, you get the value out of it. 100%. Man. Okay, what questions do you have? I mean, I know you're already signed up. You're speaking.
Yeah,
You're
I'm pretty
there.
much contracted at this point. I don't know if I have any questions. To be fair, I tend to wing things a little bit. Do that a little less for this.
It's okay to wing it.
But
We just got to provide the value.
yeah, so like that client I just updated their ads for, I mean, that ignoring the better conversion and whatever return they're getting, which they are getting a better return, they're saving $6,000 a month on their ad spend for one account.
Awesome.
And that took a couple hours. So things like that, I'm going to bring in and show people how to set up their own campaigns quickly without needing a marketing company. There's still a place for it.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're leveraging your time instead of your finances, how you can do that quicker. Same thing with web development. I mean, it used to be $5-10 for a really good looking site and it'd take 2 months to develop.
Yeah.
God forbid you did it on your own if that's not your strong suit. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Now you can put something together in an hour or two that looks like a $10,000-$20,000 website. Connecting all of your socials, building automatic organic posts, getting all of these things to talk to each other, tracking your analytics. That's kind of what I'm covering in an hour is if you have nothing except a little bit of time, how can you start and build a company from nothing to $1 million a year?
Holy smokes, man.
And the point is, if you're at $400,000 a year, you're here in the spectrum. You're still going to figure things out. You're like, oh, this is a roadblock. Now we can scale faster. And if you're genuinely at nothing, because that's where I started, this is how I would have done it faster.
Ryan is teaching you the tools to go from 0 to 7 figures using AI. Wow.
It's gonna be a good time.
Dude, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I'm going to use it. So let me ask, we've kind of talked about some of the people that could benefit from this. Now, I mean, the presentation you're going to give, I'm already pumped. I mean, that was a hype reel you just gave.
Yeah.
What would you say you're the best in the world at when it comes to the AI stuff? What's your superpower skill with it?
Referring to an earlier answer, I think leveraging my time.
Wow.
I'm constantly learning new tools and better ways to utilize it and connect all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And, it might take me 10 hours the first time to figure something out, but then it frees up 5 hours a week forever. And now my capacity is much higher.
Yeah.
We run a lot of output for 2 guys. That's my entire company. We run a lot of output for that.
That's something I absolutely love is the concept of how do you make the team more efficient?
Yeah.
Right. More effective, more lethal, if you will. Because at the end of the day, it's not just an AI replacing you. It's an AI enabling you, facilitating you. I like to think of it like that. It's the tool that makes you more effective.
Yeah. Well, and it's the tool that lets you build the tools that you need.
Mm-hmm.
You run into something, hey, I need a specialized CRM. It needs to have this feature. They don't make one for my industry, or it's $5,000 a month. Okay, build your own. It's not actually that hard. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
That it's not that hard.
But people don't know that.
Right. It's wild.
Yeah. That's like prior to now, everything was gate kept, but an AI has enabled you to do whatever you can imagine.
That's how it feels.
That's how it feels. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's, dude. I'd pay $1,500 just for that talk.
Sure, selling my own. No, there's a lot you can do with it. I think there's a common misconception too that, I haven't gotten super far in AI, so now I have all this catching up to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already behind. Well, if you're thinking that, yeah, you probably are. But you can catch up faster and faster because the tools get better. They get better at connecting. So you don't have to start where I started a few years ago with it. You can jump in right now and figure it out in 1/10 of the time. It's gotten more efficient.
I can't remember if I said this before the show started or if it was during this episode. I ask AI what I need to know about how to use it effectively, right?
Yeah.
Which is a little bit different for each of the different AIs and what they do and how they interface. But what better way to learn Claude than from Claude?
Yeah. That's the train of thought.
And then that shortcuts the time right there. Look at that. Already giving you actionable advice. Yeah, dude, I'm excited for it. So let me ask you a couple questions because there's some people maybe watching, listening that haven't seen your previous episodes. They don't know who Ryan is. In a quick 30-second elevator pitch, what do you do, Ryan?
So I do full stack digital marketing. So SEO, PPC, website design, analytics, all of the digital things. Custom software development. Really, it's been moving into an AI heavy sphere, as everything has been. So I've developed my own custom AIs on computers that are running 24/7 at home that I can send a text to and have it do something.
Yeah.
So that's really my space right there. Spent a long time in the marketing field, a long time web design and development. And AI is really it's been the missing key to merge all of them together and make it
that's really smart.
Hyper efficient.
So what does it look like for somebody who wants to come hire you and your agency? What does that process look like?
Yeah. So I don't niche out with industries, which is pretty atypical of marketing companies. Most of them, and most of the books you read, will say pick one industry, pick dealerships, pick dental offices, whatever. And don't take clients from anywhere else ever. Get really good at that industry. And that's fine. That's a fine business model. I don't like that for 2 reasons. It limits the amount of clients I can get. And I think with the tools that you have now, marketing is effectively the same for the most part across industries. So if it works here, it's generally speaking going to work over here. Why limit yourself?
Yeah. I think the old hyper niche down, that conversation really stemmed from if you're learning the target audience, you have to put in a significant amount of time to learn what appeals to them, what they're thinking, what they like, what they don't like. But now you can do it all with AI.
Yeah. Well, in a lot of it, if you've been in marketing for a long time, you realize a lot of it's just psychology.
Years. Yeah.
Right. It's understanding how this demographic would think. And you can piece a lot of that together yourself too for any niche.
Yeah.
And also just being able to help any kind of company. Maybe I've got a buddy that's starting a dog grooming company. I'm like, sorry, I only work at dental offices. And they're struggling to find a marketing company that specializes in dog grooming. Now they're stuck and they can't grow their business. I don't like that either.
Yeah.
So I like being able to help any kind of client. With that said, typically it's just a consultation. I sit down, I talk to him for an hour. I go over their lead funnels and where they're stuck and what analytics they're tracking or not tracking. And I really just ask questions to find the gaps. What doesn't get measured doesn't get improved.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies don't even know the answers to those questions. How many website visitors do you have? I don't know. How many are converting of the visitors that you have? I don't know. Where are they coming from? So figuring out where the gaps are so we can track it. And then we make a plan after we have those in place of, okay, these are your highest return and lowest cost. Let's scale those.
Yeah.
And figure out the things we're doing poorly at and adjust those. Because we can do all of it. It's just figuring out where the pain point is.
Yeah.
But typically with an hour or two of conversation, we can build a full marketing map for 6 months to a year and start working on everything. Have a new site, have Google ads set up, have Facebook ads set up in like a week.
You really take a lot of the load off the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's the goal.
I'd go to the mastermind just for that. So, okay. We talked about what you do and what it looks like for somebody to come on board with you. What is a typical, let's say, client result from somebody who works with you?
So the majority of the clients I talk to are tracking about half of the analytics that they should.
Okay.
So when I start asking questions like, okay, if you have a lead from Facebook, it goes to your website, what is your return versus your spend on this campaign? I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we got to figure that out. We have to figure out what the baseline is. Typically, we see a 5 to 10 times improvement over a few months by setting the analytics up, adjusting the site so that it converts better, dialing the ads in, hitting the right demographic.
Yeah.
A lot of times I see a lot of Facebook ads that are running with the target demographic of 21 to 65
Plus.
and Utah.
Yep. That's it. No detailed targeting, no interests, nothing. No behaviors.
And there's
No demographics.
There's no pixel. There's no, retargeting. Like you're not collecting any data for future campaign. Like none of that.
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're running a meta ad like that, just come. I will give it to you for free. Sorry. What I mean is I'm going to give you the answer for free. You got to buy the ticket.
Good save.
Good save,
Good
maybe.
save. Yeah.
If you're running meta ads like that, just come to the event and I will give you the answers from stage.
If you're spending at least $3 or $4 grand a month, there's a 0% chance if you haven't set up your pixel and your conversions API or detailed targeting, audiences, retargeting, 0% chance you don't cut that in half.
Yeah.
Just off of what I'm going to go over alone, let alone what you're bringing.
I've been doing paid ads for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm really good at the meta stuff. I mean, it's how I built my companies. We got the ClickFunnels 2 Comma Club award from that. That was $1 million through a single sales funnel. We did the 2 Comma Club X. That was 10 million through a single sales funnel. We got the Shopify 100,000 orders award. We're coming up on the million award. So, I mean, it's just been
huge.
It's been huge.
That's great.
But all of that is possible because I mastered the paid ads.
It's huge.
And something that I actually like. So I have a free training on paid ads. I host it on my school community. Totally free. If you want the link, just drop a comment. I'll give it to you. And I teach people how to do them themselves. But now AI makes a lot of that, irrelevant. But what I've actually found is that in understanding how to do everything myself, when it comes to that, if I use an AI, I understand what's broken or not working the way it's supposed to work when an AI takes it over. So then I can go back and I can say, hey, there's a problem with this. That indicates this. I need you to look at that.
Yeah.
And it knows, okay, well, good input. I can go back and find what I need to change, correct?
Yeah, you still have to check the work that AI does. It's not this like magic tool that's just going to make you $1 million a year by itself.
Yeah.
Right? Make me a Facebook campaign that makes me $1 million. It doesn't work like that.
Correct.
And if you're not careful with your prompting, the first time around I had to build those campaigns, I had 24 campaigns targeting Illinois. We're in Utah. Oh, I didn't prompt location. I assumed it knew based on the other data I gave it. So if I didn't catch that, I would have been spending hundreds of dollars a day targeting Illinois.
And
for
only
cars.
Illinois.
For cars. Nobody's buying from here. So knowing what to look for to check the homework, if you will, is really, really the important part with AI. If you just turn it loose and let it run wild, it's going to look like it's doing a lot of really cool stuff until you're not making any return.
Yeah. So there's still value in learning the process, I would say, for sure. Man, and that's the synergy that we were talking about earlier, the symbiosis, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an old school guy. You're the new school tech.
There's a lot on both sides there.
Yeah. I'm really excited for it. Okay. In a nutshell, this will be a clip. Okay, clip. In a nutshell, what can clients expect by working with you?
We're going to find the things that hurt and make them not hurt. For anything marketing, whatever that is. We track everything at every single step. Funnels work the same everywhere. So if it's not working, something is broken in one of the same 4 or 5 places every time. So it's like, look at like a marketing doctor. You go to the doctor, you're like, oh, I have these symptoms. They start checking things out to figure out what's causing those symptoms, but it's usually one of a handful of things.
A hook, a story, an offer.
Yep. That's it.
There could be some, other supporting things to it. But for example, if you have a really slow loading on your landing page, they're not seeing your story. And if they're not seeing your story, the story's not selling them on the offer. I'm
going to butcher this statistic, but it was like a 0.1% improvement in initial loading time is like 13% more traffic.
I believe it, especially if you're within like a 4% or 4 second or slower full page load time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a good spot, the return is exponential. I think the gold standard now is a 3-second full page load time, but the visible aspect is usually you want to have that like sub second and a half.
Yeah, because bounce rate. At least have like a loading animation or something cool that somebody is looking at while it's happening in the background. So they have something to look at instead of saying, oh, the website's broken. It's not loading.
Yeah.
Bye. Because people make decisions so fast now. Our attention spans are nothing.
Who would you say is your ideal client? Like the perfect person to work with Ryan?
I think somebody that has the capacity and desire to scale. I want extra 5 leads a month. Okay. Unless those leads are making you 15 grand a pop. That's not really worth anybody's time.
Mm-hmm.
But also somebody that isn't concerned about reinvesting as it scales. Really my end goal, my evil plan is to get people in and they spend a couple of grand a month. And then when they see the results, they spend 3, 4, 10 grand a month, and it just scales from there because I'm making more on maintaining the same client every single month, which reduces the amount of clients I need to run. And they're happy as could be because as long as that happens, they continue scaling and then their business blows up.
Yeah.
We all win. That's the ideal client. It could be any industry. I don't really care. And I like learning about industries I don't know anything about too. I feel like I get a lot of insider info that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
Definitely. Well, and you always learn something new when you're in that industry. Like I'm really blessed, I would say at this point. I coach a fitness entrepreneur. I coach an insurance guy. I coach a cannabis bookkeeper. Like those are 3 very different realms. I've got, an e-com chick, a mortgage broker. Like all of them are a different market. All of them have a different model. All of them have different clients. Every single one that I help is a different puzzle.
Yeah.
It like tickles my ADHD
kind of
a little bit.
Yeah.
I get to hyper focus on something for a little bit, solve a problem, help them implement a solution, and then move on to the next one.
Yep.
Really fun.
I'm the same way. That's probably part of the reason I don't niche out. I'm sure I could pick dental offices and build a whole system.
You'd be the best dental office seller
URL and
ever.
it just does everything for me because it's the same every time. I'm sure I could do that. And maybe it would be more efficient. But I would be bored out of my mind when I had the second one.
Absolutely.
That I'd have to automate it or I'd never do it again. So I think that's part of the fun.
It is. I agree. What car did you drive today?
Lotus. The Porsche is getting the suspension rebuilt.
Ah.
Yeah. That's been fun.
What'd you do?
Nothing. It was broken when I got it, which I mostly knew about. So it's on blocks right now. Had to ship it out to get rebuilt.
Shipped it out to get rebuilt.
Nobody locally can work on it. Nobody. I called 40 places.
Why?
Nobody. I didn't really get a good answer on that. I called 40 places and they're like, oh yeah, we don't touch those. You should call the manufacturer.
You didn't take it to like Jason or something? Car guys service?
I don't think they work on them either. It's the JRZ 3RS Pro. So if anybody locally does work on them, let me know for the future for my next rebuild.
Curious. I've never run into that problem. I'm grateful that I haven't run into that problem. Drove the Urus today. It's cool.
Looks good.
I get a lot of hate mail on my Instagram.
Because the Urus?
No, just because I'm a coach and a consultant and a public speaker. And that's why I've got all my hats laid out on the table right now. Bart, make sure we clip to the hats. Man. The problem with paid ads now is so we've got another grifter.
Oh, perfect. I'm just steal the
Mormon scammer, spam trash, just another coach. These are, oh yeah.
What 7-year-old had this on before me?
Me. I have a very small head.
Oh, okay.
No,
I've never been told that in my life.
No big brains for me. So I made these hats originally because when I was advertising for the first Mission Ready Mastermind back in October, these were the comments that people left on my Instagram ads. Oh, a mastermind, you Mormon scammer.
Oh, that's awesome.
You're in Utah, you're selling something, you're a scammer. Another grifter, spam trash, and just another coach. Okay, whatever, man. Whatever. But it started again because I'm advertising for the upcoming mastermind. Got some paid ads going out. A lot of people are they'll send messages. I say a lot of people, but it's like 1 or 2 a day. But they'll send a message with an insult. And I'm like, I got to make some more hats. Ones from today were that I am a pyramid schemer. I said, I've never been affiliated with a pyramid scheme in my life. I'm like, I don't even see how the mastermind is a pyramid. It's just speakers and ticket sales. Like, okay. So I got pyramid schemer. Dude, the interruption-based marketing is not working as well anymore. That's why I've switched a lot more towards organic, because I'll run Instagram forms or Facebook forms. Somebody goes on there and they get to fill out their information, then buy a ticket or whatever. So you capture the lead. That's the whole purpose of it. There's a lot of people that will go fill out that form, and then the comment that they leave on the form is like, "Kill yourself, you Mormon scammer." I'm like, what the heck, man?
Didn't have better use of your time.
Yeah.
All right.
So I've
cool.
started responding to these people where I'm like,
oh no.
Oh, I keep it light. I started responding to them and just be like, oh man, you really got me. I'll go sit in my Lambo and think about my life choices. And then sometimes I follow it up with, if only I could decide which Lambo to sit in while I think about this.
There is something about podcasts that people just absolutely despise. I don't know what it is. It's been great for clients. It's great for talking through problems and putting panels, like all that's great. It just pisses some people off for some reason. From my Whiskey and Whips podcast, which, to be fair, is based around drinking whiskey and having inflammatory opinions about cars.
Yep, it's great.
So it's a little rage baity. You would not believe the comments we get on some of those that take off. It's insane.
I mean, I can imagine some, especially if you have a really spicy take.
I remember one we were talking about manuals are outdated because dual clutches are objectively better.
Yeah.
Logically, that makes sense.
Well, that's a logical argument.
Good Lord. The amount of people that told me I need to learn how to drive a manual. I race one on the track.
I do very regularly.
We run a track program to teach people how to. Yeah.
It's all nonsense. Well, you just have the purists. Like, I own multiple manual transmission vehicles. They hold value very well.
They do.
They're in demand from collectors, from enthusiasts. Now. Yeah. So I get those and I enjoy them. I hold on to them. I know I'm going to flip them later, and that's fine. But you have the reason that works is because you have these purists in their head. That is the only car. And if you have an automatic transmission, it's because you're inferior. Real Holocaust mentality around that.
I mean, I love a good manual. That's not going to stop that 720 on the track from blowing past you.
Oh, yeah.
Every 2 laps.
100%. Okay, here's a theory. I have a manual transmission Hennessy Super Venom. It's awesome. 850 horsepower. Supercharged, very responsive.
Yeah.
That Lamborghini's going to blow past it with, only 600 horsepower because it's going to shift. It's going to keep me going where I need to go. Yeah. More time with power to the wheels. Yeah. That's the reality of it.
At the end of it, I've discovered opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and they're usually shitty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, right on. Speaking of cars, this whole thing was a setup, by the way.
Uh-oh.
The cars was a setup. I mean, see, I asked you about your car so that I could introduce the Urus story, so then we could talk about cars, and then I could say, and the whole event is going to be hosted at Club Paddock in American Ford, which is a supercar storage facility. Isn't that funny?
It's like you had a plan.
It's like I had a plan. I didn't have a plan. I just winged it. Supercar storage facility and lifestyle club. It's a really cool venue. Everyone who came to the last 2 events has commented on the venue and the energy that the venue provided and how it was so unique and how it's an environment they want to be around. I really ought to get Club Paddock to just freaking sponsor the event because I'm bringing in people that are interested. Should all be leads. Anyways, dude, thanks for coming out and talking about this today.
Yeah, totally. Appreciate the invite.
Dude, I'm really excited. One, I'm honored that you agreed to speak.
Always.
And I'm even more honored that you agreed to come out here and film another episode with me. It's 3 episodes. You're the first person to ever do that with me, by the way.
Record holder.
You are a
My
record
trophy's
holder
in the mail,
now.
right?
Yes.
All
yes.
right. Yeah, that.
Actually, trophies. You talked about gamifying earlier, didn't you? Just briefly. How you do it with your clients? I'm
Gamifying?
confusing conversations, maybe. I'm getting awards.
Mm.
Getting awards for my people. I've got some clients who are doing some cool stuff. Okay. Well, the next step for me is I got to gamify it, and I want to give them an award on stage. Like we got a girl. She's added 6 figures of annual revenue to her business since she's been on my 12-week program. I'm like, that should be an award.
That's a lot.
That's an award. It's a $2,500 program.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're telling me you added 6 figures from a $2,500 program? The value is there, people. But I'm going to give her an award, bring her up on stage. That'll be really good. Yeah, stuff like that. I'm trying to figure out what the awards should all be, like tiers of the award and everything like that. Like maybe there's a client award. You get your first 10 clients. Maybe there's a $100,000 of value award. Maybe there's $1 million award.
Yeah, I think just based on what their goals are when they started coaching with you.
Yeah, that's a good way to customize.
Yeah, and kind of pull it back full circle, right? That's one of the things I do when I talk to my clients is I ask them what their metric for success is. Because I could be thinking it's leads or return or whatever.
Important.
The first thing I ask is like, okay, how are you going to judge me? Is it based on a return on investment? Is it based on the amount of leads you get and that's all you care about? Like how are we doing this, right? What matters to you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it what people say when they see the website? Whatever it is. So we're on the same page, and then we find the pain points. I probably should have started with that.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important because we can tie it back and say, this was the metric you gave me for success. This is how we're doing on it.
Awesome. Dude, is there anything I can do for you and your people? Will you help me promote this event?
Oh, absolutely.
I have to ask people that because I won't ask for help if I don't.
I've got Claude on it right now.
Oh, hi. My man. We're going to get Bart to turn around this episode so fast. We're going to clip it up. You're going to get a dozen reels out of this thing. All those questions that I asked you. See, rewind, Parker. The authority engine. How do I get organic clients? Let me tell you this. I'm going to teach it in depth on stage. Here's a real value add for you. Podcasting. Why does it work for me? It's the system. It's not actually just the podcast in and of itself. But to date, I can attribute like $160,000 of revenue to podcast. That's impressive. Why can I do that? The authority engine. What it takes to build trust and authority at scale. I call it my 4-piston system. Touched on it in the October Mastermind. I taught it to my inner circle in the January Mastermind. This is the system. Anyone can take this. I will go in depth on stage though if the framework's not sufficient. So we start with the omnipresence piece. I post everywhere, every day, multiple times a day, right? I'm on Instagram multiple times, Facebook multiple times. We're doing 300 pieces of content a week. Now open your phone now. You're going to see me.
The algorithm knows.
The algorithm knows. So I'm omnipresent. Then long form content to build trust. We have conversations like this. We sit down, we talk, we show how we think, how we solve problems, how we help other people. Then we use short form content to amplify the long form content. Now, the short form content is also a volume play, especially when it comes to paid ads right now. I know I'm sure you've seen that with the Andromeda updates on Facebook. Is like, it's all about how much creative variation can you put out.
Yep.
So here's the twofold system. If you're doing the long form, you can clip it, chop it, edit it. You can get 35 to 60 reels from an hour of filming. And then those can be your posts. I mean, you get literally a month's worth of content just from that. On top of it, we do some talking head. We do some lifestyle content. All of those things drive views back to the long form to build the trust, show people how we think, how we solve problems, how we help people again. Okay. And then we do it on a consistent and repeatable cadence because all the algorithms reward that now. It's easier like for them to recognize the patterns of life and how well you're holding attention if your content is being posted roughly the same time in the same places. So we do all that. We put it all together. In my first month of doing that, my views go up 30%. So an immediate jump. Months 2 and 3, my views go up 80%, a big jump. So I more than doubled my views, my monthly views, in the first 3 months of doing this. Then, by now, I've probably 5-6x'd my monthly views just by sticking with the system for the last 6 months. That's the crazy thing.
That means it's working consistently.
It's working. So here's the beauty of it. It gives you more views, sure. And people are like, well, views they don't pay you. But views create followers. And the followers are your invitation to start a conversation.
Yep.
So if somebody goes, they watch my content, they like it, they resonate with it, they follow me, I will send them a message just to start a conversation, because the conversation, again, builds trust, helps me understand what they need, where they're at, all of those kind of things. And those conversations can lead to sales. So the authority engine, that 4-piston system to build trust and authority at scale, leads to views. Views lead to follows. Follows lead to convos. Convos lead to sales. That's it.
I think it's great that you have a system built for that. A lot of companies think, well, let's just throw stuff at a wall and see what sticks. And it's super sporadic and it's all over the place. And maybe one video
everything
does really well. And they're like, okay, let's do more of that. And it doesn't do as well.
Yeah.
Why? Well, they didn't set up the system the right way. They didn't have a structure with it. They took too long to post it.
Yeah.
Now the algorithm is dunked on them.
Even if your content has like a lower production quality, if you just follow the system, you will get rewarded by the algorithm because of your consistency and the ability that it has to identify who your content is resonating with, how long it's holding their attention, and what value it's providing them. That's just the reality of it. So like I've got a client, Alex. Alex was frustrated with me. She hit me with I can't get into the studio to film. And so I'm not posting content because I don't have good production quality. I'm like, Alex, pull out your cell phone. Record this 60-second VSL script and post it. Just do it. Pulls out her phone. She's all sweaty, out of the gym, literally like in a tank top and sweats type thing, messy hair. Films her video. Posts it. It is her best performing video on TikTok by views and her highest converting VSL to date. I'm like, you don't have to have the 4K cameras and the audio engineering and all that stuff. You just have to do the work. And then you make some money, you raise your production quality. Raising your production quality increases your views. Like, there's levels to the game, but there's no excuse to not start, in my opinion. Because even just the act of starting gets you a return on the investment.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're close to 100,000 views on Whiskey and Whips. We've shot.
How long have you been doing
episodes? Month and a half. And here's the thing.
Are those long form views or short form views or both? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, almost entirely. But here's the thing. We have the setup. We have the mics, but it's the first time we've set it up. So on one episode, we forgot to press record on the audio board. So the audio was terrible. We've moved the angles around trying to find what works. So they're all a little different. Sometimes they're blurry. We're getting the editing down. Like it's hard getting it going if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which is a great reason to hire a studio that has everything set up.
Rookery Studios, Norm, Utah. Come on down.
But even with that and the inconsistent issues, we've gotten enough shorts that are fine by themselves. So we're close to 100,000 views. And
there you go.
We're just getting going. So it definitely works.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to monetize it by driving people into your car club?
Chance isn't zero.
The chance isn't zero. See, I'm a big believer in bootstrap everything, monetize everything.
Yep. Yeah, it's there's a few different verticals we can monetize it. But I think that at the end of the day, it's just fun for us.
Yeah.
It's 4 of us sitting on a panel.
That is
we
fun.
Drink some whiskey, talk about cars. Everybody has at least 2 or 3 terrible opinions on cars that we can roast them over. Always ends up being a really fun conversation.
I love it.
That's the important part. We look forward to shooting it.
Very cool. Very cool. That's content that you like. That matters.
And all I have to do is press record.
Yeah. And people see how you think, and it builds trust.
Yeah.
And gives people some laughter.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Okay. Do we need to hit anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Dog, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for the invite, man.
Let's go take a picture in front of the penguin.
Let's do it.
My man.